Hey everybody, thanks for jumping into this video. And my goal with this video is to show you Altair Monarch, and I do want to show you how you can create and use filters to narrow down the data that you're looking at. So to start, this is my main landing page of Monarch Data Prep Studio. First thing I want to do is import my data. And you can see with Monarch you can import many different file types, including PDFs, other big data tools, website data, and for this example I'm just going to use an Excel document. Now the data I'm importing is just generic marketing data for a banking institution, and it's just a really good data set to be able to show you these kind of filters. Now you can see how the data looks. And I did this intentionally because I want to show you how easy it can be to clean up data once it's imported. Typically with a CSV file, it's going to be separated already, but the good thing is we don't always get the option to dictate how we receive a file. So you can see all the data has come into a single column here. My first goal is I need to split this up. By right-clicking on the header, then I can choose split and then into parts on the left. Now you can see it's asking for my delimiter, which is just what separates my data. You can see down here I have semicolons, so I'm just going to put that in here and it will separate everything for me. So it's created 17 columns, and I don't need all of those. I'm going to get rid of this original column, obviously. Now there's the option to import your headers, but for this example, I'll just quickly rename them and delete the columns I don't need. Again, if this file had, thousands of fields, which is common with a lot of Excel files, this is an easy fix just to be able to import your list of headers and have it map those for you automatically. But again, this is a simple data sheet, so I'm not going to spend too much time going through this all. Okay, so I have just the data I need. And you can see that all the text fields I have here, they've added parentheses around each one. And obviously that's not how I want my data to look. Again, this is a really easy fix. Just highlight the columns, come to clean, and then you can remove the non-alphanumeric characters. And you can see it cleans that data up really quickly. Then the next thing I want to do is look at my two numeric fields. I have outstanding balance and age, both of those are numeric. So again, I can highlight both of those columns. And I'll come down to convert, and I can do text to number. And you can see now it adds a pound sign, which tells me that now it's a numerical field. So now I can start adding my filters. I'm going to come up here to the Analyze tab. And you can see this is what my data looks like, but I'm looking for the filter option on the right-hand side and that little plus sign to add a new filter. Okay, so I will show you how to set up each type of filter here, but I'm going to start with formula-based. Now, formula-based allows you to filter using expressions or formulas that help you filter out your data. Now, my goal with this is to find everybody in my data set that has an outstanding balance. So I'm going to find the outstanding balance in my fields. For the functions I'm going to use, 0 is null, and obviously I'm doing a greater than. You can see as I double-click these, it's adding the formulas to the expression box at the bottom of the menu. Now I just need to add greater than 0. And you can see with the zoom in, this is how the syntax of the expression should look. And you can see once I click OK, it will filter out everybody that meets those criteria. You can see when I go back to my original, I have about 4,500 entries, and now with the filter I have about 3,800. So it is working, it's pulling people out. So now we can create a value-based filter as well. And this one is much more straightforward. For this, all I want to do is find out who's married in my data set. So I find the marital status and I put that in my field. Now I can use a wildcard symbol, which is just the letter M and a star that essentially is saying anything that starts with M, so the word married, filter it based on that. Or you can actually go back and you can type out the full word married. Either of them will work depending on how complicated your data is. You can choose how to use that. Okay, you can see in my filter dropdown that I have my previous filters I've created, so I can bounce between those. But now I want to create a compound filter, which is using the criteria from those first two filters to create a new one. So I'll find the compound filter, and you can see on the menu that I actually can see my previous two filters here in my available side. Now all I need to do is double click those, and those will add it to the components for my new filter. Now you can see below that I have the option to either use both of those criteria to find my entries, or I can use one or the other. And you can see how it switched between the words and or in the expression. So I'll leave it as both criteria and hit OK. And now you can see I filtered my original data set, which is about 4,500 entries, down to about 2,300. And now I know I have a much more targeted list if I'm going to run some marketing campaign or whatever I'm going to use this for. So hopefully this was helpful. If you want to learn more about Altair Monarch, go to www.trueinsight.io. Thank you.